Just waiting for thing to say that we are live. Okay, yeah, we're live.
Regularly eat eggs.
Yes.
Consume.
I had a lovely Eggs Benedict today with salty bacon and goat cheese. Quite nice.
I just had diner style scrambled eggs.
I had a bacon, sausage, and egg Sammy. It was quite good.
Nice.
It was cold, though, which is still appealing to me.
Fair enough.
I had to remember if I ate today.
Myth.
I did.
We go. Okay.
I ate like 2.
I was gonna say, we about to have some problems if you haven't consumed food today.
Hey man, when we're fucking doing $7,000 days in 6 hours, there's no time.
I won't disagree with you because I know what that's like. Except for me, it's more like $20,000 days because I work at a retail store.
Yeah. Also your average price is much higher than ours.
Yeah. So yeah. I get it, but still. Take care of yourself. Okay. Let's do some introductions.
Oh, by the way, before we do that, Ash, are we meant to not have any music playing through Roll20 right now?
I will fix that.
Okay, I just thought I would bring it up at the start of session.
B theme.
Armored.
Meh.
Introduce.
No, sorry. Hello, I am Armored Hunter. I play the Dancy Boy who now only do a dance.
So nothing changes, right?
Right.
Nothing
Only
at least as far as the public eye is concerned.
Yes, he might be a bit less sparkly now, but he still do dance.
All right.
You mind turning that down just a little bit?
I can turn it down a little bit, yes, even though it's quite low already.
Thank you.
And, yes, hi, hello, I am the Danny Boop. I do the stream. I play the very, very just warlock.
Understandably.
Shit went down.
Yee.
I am Feltros. I play the self-obsessed Felzy, who is currently busy with itching that she missed all the dramas.
Yeah, and we'll see the result of that soon.
I am Mathosha. Honestly, Brimstone's probably seen worse. But not
He's
by
a
much.
military. He's a military man.
Yeah, those tentacles. The ones he's used to usually just rip people in half, so this is new.
This is new, this is bizarre. I'm not totally against it, but I'm also not totally for it.
This is new, I don't like it. I prefer when they rip people in half, those were honest.
I don't like change.
I prefer honest tentacles.
I prefer the ones that just are right up front with their intent to just rip everything in half. That's okay. I know what the game's about.
Failsy, I'm gonna start a petition to make your slogan "I prefer honest tentacles." I feel like that's the most appropriate thing for your slogan to be. Alrighty then. But yes. Hello everyone, I'm Ash, the DM. I'm the one who makes these people suffer regularly on a weekly basis because I have a problem and they must be subject to it as well. That being said though, probably should switch the music a little bit because it's not quite fitting for the tone of everything right now. We pick back up with the party the next morning. You all, with your various states of emotional stress, having, in your own times, managed to come to rest for the night, with the various goings on, and also to address something. Keta seems to be intent on spending time with Elway right now. The state that you all witnessed Elway in the night prior seems to be weighing a bit heavily on her mind, so she is wanting to keep an eye on Elway and just keep her company. So if there are any questions for where Keta is and the proceedings of today's events, that is the answer.
To make a dumb joke, she's sitting with Grandma today.
Yeah, she's sitting with Grandma today. I almost said she's shitting with Grandma today. That's not quite right.
Sorry.
It's fine. It was funny. But yeah. Just to address that right off the bat.
Address what?
Baby.
Baby. Okay.
Alright, but as was said, everyone is starting to come to after your nightly rest. However restful it might have been for each individual character, you all are greeted in the morning with a bit of a different smell than you're used to. It is not the smell of hearty pancakes, eggs, and bacon, the typical smell of a morning in this cart, but rather much lighter, slightly fermented smells. If anyone, we're obviously all above game familiar with it, but probably not that many of the characters would be familiar with these scents. The smell of miso soups and soy sauces and rice porridge being cooked. It seems Lee is wanting to try some of the more local flavors right now.
Lee's gone full native. He'll start wearing massive kimono things and...
To be fair, he's way more into the kimono than he's ever been to any other type of outfit.
To be fair, they don't chafe my nipples.
I could be free, but also be covered. It's quite nice.
I guess he's
Makes
wearing
me
the
realize that Lee would also probably like a blouse.
Lee, cross-dressing because it's comfortable.
I mean, can you blame him?
No. I mean, to be fair, Lee is already a individual given to, inexplicable bouts of doing whatever the fuck he wants. Might as well.
Yes. Does whatever the fuck he wants at all times.
I realized I wasn't totally sure where I was going with that, and I didn't want to end that on a bad note.
That's fair. But yes, those are the smells that greet you all as you are exiting your rooms for the day. Curious, who thinks they might be waking up first to these scents?
You mean to say that Brimstone isn't already up?
There is also the smell of coffee being brewed.
That's probably just... Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, good morning, Brimstone.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Keep an eye on Keta. She's been with Elway since sunlight.
Just kind of look out of the corner of the eye.
Yeah, you just see currently Keta sitting in the same big chair that Elway always sits in, which, given how small Elway actually is, can comfortably seat her and someone else.
Right.
So she's just currently sitting in that chair with Elway, seemingly reading through a book. Yeah, she is concerned. Don't know if I quite understand it, but if that's what she needs to do, that's what she's doing.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're here for the coffee.
Yep.
Alright. Pot's over there, you can pour yourself a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the Brimstone, if he was younger, would just pour it directly in his mouth.
He has some respect now.
Well, it's also more, they're not in the middle of enemy territory and having to be, as quick as possible in case some shit goes down.
To be fair, a tiefling could get away with pouring hot coffee directly into their mouth.
Well, yeah, like him and Redemption would both just pot and just half. Go.
You took more than half.
Why do I get the feeling that they just have like little pouches of coffee beans and just eat the beans directly?
Well, probably.
I could see Brimstone slugging down some coffee beans.
I mean, yeah, both of them.
He likes
probably.
bitter. Brimstone would definitely be that guy that likes dark chocolate that has coffee beans embedded in it.
Oh yeah, Brimstone drinks his coffee fucking black.
But yeah.
The exact opposite of Keta, who's more cream and sugar than coffee. This isn't coffee. This is a horrendous nightmare masquerading as coffee.
Do you want
Anyways,
some coffee with your sugar?
Yeah, exactly.
Sleep well.
I mean,
yeah, no, it's. I'll be honest. I'm just trying not to think about it.
probably for the best. I mean, the rest of us probably are thinking about it way too much. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not smart enough to fix it, so I'm trying not to think about it.
I mean, I guess it's fair.
Yeah. You want some grilled fish?
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm making for breakfast. Got grilled fish, we got rice porridge, we got this stuff they call here called miso soup. I didn't know what it was going to be like at first, but it's surprisingly light and nice. Not a ton of flavor. I don't know if I made it right. I gotta keep trying on it.
Brimstone just kind of shrugs. Reminded very much of whenever Redemption is talking about similar things, and Brimstone was just like, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Fair enough.
I mean, he doesn't say that to Lee, but it's pretty easy to read on his face.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I am nodding along to indicate that I am listening, but I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Fair enough. Yeah. If anyone else wants to come out, they can at any point.
Would it be okay if I were to have Morgan be the next one to come out, or if Travince wants to come out with her?
Yeah, the two of them can step out together.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Just as a quick note, Da Vinci is not wearing a lot of the bedazzling stuff he normally does, although he is wearing his dancing outfit. but specifically, he's not wearing the his spell dancer focus, which is a jewelry piece that I believe we called it a Pangeas.
Yes,
That
we've
sits on
discovered
the
that. Yeah, go on.
that sits on the back of his right hand. So he just has a tan line on the back of his right hand right now. Since nobody other than Morgan has actually seen him not wear it.
Yeah, I know it's not that good, but I'm trying to face it positively.
Yeah.
I smell miso soup. Haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, I don't know if I did it right.
Well, I used to have it a fair bit often. Back at the Lotus Citadel, I could tell you if it was done to how I remember it.
Okay. Yeah, because Dravinci and Morga would really be the only people who have had this type of food before regularly.
Yeah. Speaking of Morgan, like, it looks like she clearly got herself ready quickly. Like, she's got her armor on properly, but it looks like maybe the sweater she has on underneath her armor got put on backwards and she just didn't care, and she did not bother with any of her usual makeup stuff, and she's just got her hair up in a messy bun.
Yeah.
And
Put together, but still slightly disheveled.
yeah, and it's clear by looking at her face, she spent a good bit of the night before crying.
I got that, I got coffee, I got tea. What about you have?
I think a cup of tea would be lovely for me. And does that fish I also smell?
Yeah, I'll still grill it if you want, or you're gonna have to wait till it's done. You all kind of got up before I was done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Lee seems to be acting a little awkwardly too.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, like clearly the mood of the previous day is even affecting him.
So,
Eventually, the Fauzi and Jamel's door eventually opens, and half
Alright.
stumbling out.
Felsi, be careful. You're going to be very sensitive.
Yeah. A pale young girl with green horns and a few flecks of scales across her skin steps out of the room.
Yeah, so I will not letting me reveal it to players for some reason. I'll do it this way. You'll have to open up this in your actual journals to see it, because it won't let me do the show to players button for some reason.
oh. I see what you mean about not liking what you labeled something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that. No, thank you. I'm good.
It was the first thing that popped into my brain when I wanted to name the handout something, so I had to.
Fair.
Bad.
Doesn't change my opinion.
One freshly peeled Fizzy.
Coffee, please.
It's over here. Why aren't you purple?
I was about to ask.
I'm so changing. Just looking at Lee like, excuse me, what?
I mean, look.
I saw, but really?
She was purple yesterday. I'll go ask.
I thought that was a completely new person that brought someone in without us noticing.
No, this is still Failsy.
I mean, Failsy always had the horns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
The tail definitely slimmed down a lot, though.
Yeah, just kind of. What the fuck?
So, Failsy, do you want to tell them what happened, or should I?
I wasn't always purple. That was more of a magical mishap from a long time ago that seems semi-permanent.
Yes. Well, I don't know why, but for some reason, and well, this is going to come off probably as weird to you all, but it's not that weird to me, given what I am, but her skin just started peeling off last night.
Oh.
She molted.
I forget if Failsy shared the bit where she was hit with the tentacle or the tendril, like on the wing. I forget if she did or not.
I don't
think she
know if
shared
anyone else knows that.
Okay.
Failsy, would you have shared that?
I don't think she was around anyone else to share it with.
Didn't she say it when Brimstone was around, when they were walking back to the cart?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, so I'll assume no.
I leave it up to Failsy in this moment to say whether or not the character Failsy would have said that.
I think she did mention it.
Okay.
People don't remember. It was very quickly in passing, like, it just clipped a magical construct of mine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Fucking itchy though.
Yeah, I think that is what was said, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, I guess that explains why you were so itchy. If your skin's peeling. But I don't fucking know.
So, wait, what caused this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Failsy was... Well, you can probably explain it better than I can, Failsy.
Best guess? Because I didn't get directly hit by one of those magical tendrils that don't kill people.
Just rip
You
their
say as a
magic
question
out?
mark.
Yeah. He doesn't know about
Gregory.
I think it basically broke Curse Orb 3 off me. Instead of just, breaking magic in general.
Yes, you mentioned that it hit your wings that you can make with magic, right?
Yes. Those just
Yes.
exploded when it hit me.
As far as I can tell, it basically sent a shock through her system that also undid everything we did at the temple. But luckily, it also seemed to undo whatever we did all of that to fix.
So it's basically just left Failsy like she was before. All the fuckery with the cult and you guys having to fix that.
Yeah.
Happened. Huh. Wait, does that mean you always had a tail, Failsy?
Yes. I mean, it was a little bit. It's just. Oh, did we bag skin, or is it just sitting in a pile now?
It's like swept into a pile just in the corner of your room.
Brimstone.
You could
just
literally go pick up your old face if you wanted to, for some morbid reason.
I think she's just gonna leave it there, but I think Vatza is gonna have a
Yeah.
is going to have a neurotic aneurysm seeing all that.
Clean, 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 clean.
Ew. Yeah. Mention of fails. You always having to tell Brimstone just having to remember if Arya had one. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's the handout of Arya,
yeah, I know.
and she definitely does have a tail.
Yeah, it's more just like it takes Brimstone a minute and just like, yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's happened.
I mean, I guess that's good. Maybe I don't fuck.
Just don't.
Considering
Sorry,
what
what was-
happened to people who did get hit fully by them, just getting clipped in a summoned thing, and that being the end result is, I'd say, the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All the upsides and all the downsides. I assume.
Then I would like to say something to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about last night. There's something that I hadn't said, and I think it might have caused us to experience this. When I was given that vision of Desus and my watch, my timepiece stopped. Didn't actually stop, but instead was slowly ticking. Every day passed only an hour on the clock. And I was told, if the clock strikes 12, I will lose something I'm not ready to lose. I thought it was something that was only going to impact me. But it seems to have been a premonition for that event. I don't know, had I said something beforehand, we might have been able to avoid that. So I want to say I'm sorry.
I mean, unless you can stop time forever, I think it was a matter of time. But yeah, when you get ominous prophetic warnings, maybe don't keep those to yourself. But I mean, what can we do now? It's not like we can turn back time. So
Elsie leaning towards where she thinks the timepiece is. Like, it doesn't do that, does it? Turn back time, I mean.
Well, not anything I've experienced. It can stop time temporarily. That's. He looks to Morgan. That's how I was able to intercept the attack.
Huh.
It can't do it constantly.
Well, yeah, probably. That makes sense.
One time after using it, it ended up taking a full year before it could do it again.
Damn.
It's something I use in only extreme circumstances.
Which I'd argue that constituted, so.
Hmm.
It's just, if we knew about it, we could have probably avoided the crowd, avoided where that thing dropped.
Maybe, but that's also theorizing it was going to drop there and not that it was just going to drop on us. We don't know if it was specifically the crowd or us. Fuck, I don't know shit. Other than maybe it was Game Master. The rules have probably changed. No, they have, which means we could see him more often now, which I don't want to think about. And what I want to know is what the fuck changed.
No telling.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Animus. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just, I don't know, some arcane bullshit time shenanigan fuckery. I don't know. I've heard something about, when the stars are right, shit happens or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Jamel rubs her chin a bit. Maybe if I wasn't so far away from my people, we could have asked our seers about it.
Maybe. I don't know, maybe they saw something weird going on. I don't know how your people's magic works. I don't know how any magic works, really.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we all saw it.
Mm.
That thing stopped the radiant moon from happening.
It basically froze time.
It didn't.
Kind
No.
of. No?
Somehow it kept the gateway to elsewhere from opening.
I mean, Game Master is the child of Magisteria. And as far as I know, he's old as fuck. I'm sure he's got lots of tricks up his sleeve, especially now that he's less restrained.
Sleeves.
I don't know, I liked it better when he was just a weird bastard, not this shit.
I liked it better when I was holding him as a shield.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's killed people like that. Fuck. Sorry, Morgan.
I'm gonna talk to my father about that today.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those people that got hit were also magic users,
All we know is that no one yet during the events of that attack has died from getting hit. Might have been trampled to death in the panic, but no one who was
Maybe.
hit was killed as a result of getting hit.
I don't think that was necessarily the point.
It's
Don't think I
just
wanted to-
magic.
I don't think he wanted to kill people so much as
Make a
I don't know.
point.
Rip the magic out of their souls. I don't fucking know. I mean,
I'd have to agree with what Shamel said.
yeah, make a point.
Felt like a show of
Thank you.
power.
Like a big dramatic showing of, oh, I'm so powerful and mighty and do what I say, and I don't.
You did say that he's an Asmar, born of Magisteria.
And as
We were
far as
talking
I know,
about this last night.
The first and only, as far as we're aware.
yeah.
I wish we knew when he was born. Maybe we could find some text about him to actually figure out what his power is.
I mean, yeah, that would help. Narrow down maybe why he's doing this. I feel like all the games that he had were just because he was bored. I mean, he's a mask was and now isn't.
Maybe Sky would know. Although that's a far distance.
That's a far distance, and we've got other things we got to worry about.
My mother
Like,
might know, but I don't know.
That's closer.
They're almost roughly the same distance away from us.
My
Unless
mother doesn't require going somewhere that I don't know where this Sky person is.
Somewhere we don't know, and it doesn't involve, we walk in there, we spend a day in there, and we come out 20 years later. Maybe.
That sounds problematic.
Yeah, a little bit.
For reference, Jamel, Sky is the name Keta gave to a construct that manages a location called the Kronos Labyrinth. It exists in the southern Flagora Desert, where it, to my understanding, erupts from underneath the sands. And it is where Altia's body is kept.
So I guess it's kind of like
that would be managed by the Cascio Temple then.
The Gravekeeper?
And we know that Sky has knowledge from before the Advent.
Yeah, but hold on. You mentioned another temple?
Yes, the southern Flagora Desert has its main temple is the Cascio Temple. They're a lot more secluded than we are, but they often I mean, she just kind of gestures at Failsy. They're a lot more like her than they are like us. We prefer to keep to ourselves and keep friendly relations with outsiders. They delve ancient ruins constantly. That's why they have their temples situated near to where that labyrinth shows up. We have some relations with them, but not many.
I mean, are we talking like, are these guys like, yeah, we just really like ruins, or no, these are our ruins, we'll blow you up if you go into them?
She shrugs a little bit.
Okay.
They appreciate scholastic findings and will aid in adventuring ruins in exchange for any knowledge gained within them.
Ooh, sounds like a diplomatic mission for us.
I mean, that depends on if it's exclusive rights or if it's just, hey, we want to know this too.
Depends on what they find value in it.
Although I guess, well, I would say they can't take memories from us, but fuck, they probably can. I don't know.
It also depends if we can find them.
I know where the temple is.
That makes sense.
The temple does not move.
It's just a matter of, do we really want to go that far when we do have other things that may be more pressing, like, just kind of gestures with his head towards that way.
Belzy pulls out a tattered old sheet that at the very top of it has written Felzy's to-do list and puts at the bottom meet. I don't know the name of this temple.
Casio.
Kagio.
Meet fellow nerds.
Meet Kagio Temple.
If
Well, we can. I'm sure we'd want to visit the.
Maybe at a later point. I'm simply offering up since I'll admit I don't know much of that you all are having to work with here. I have my sect of knowledge, and I'm hoping it can be useful.
The annoying part is that if I could still use the. He holds his head for a second. If I could still use the timepiece, or maybe someone else could use it. I don't know. No, someone else could tune to it and use it for teleportation. I have a jar of white sand that was gone from the base of the Kronos Labyrinth. We could use it to at least teleport there.
I mean,
We'd
maybe.
leave the cart behind, though, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Can't exactly take that with us.
If we're just going for a little excursion, we could leave it parked here to return to.
That's fair.
Yeah, we could. I mean, but again, time's weird in there. Like, we only spent a few hours in there, and it was like, what, a week passed?
Yeah.
Yes, we need to make sure.
We don't know how long Elway might have.
We need to make sure that we have other things addressed and understood before we do such an excursion. There'll be
Yeah.
more information gathering when we have time.
I mean, I'm all for it. It's just we've got other things that are potentially more pressing if we ignore them.
Then could I make a more local suggestion?
Hmm.
I do know where the local wellspring is
Right.
to tackle matters of Madame Elway and Lee,
Hmm.
which could also. This is more experimental, I'll admit, but we could also address the magiclessness issue.
I mean-
stock of magic.
It might work. I mean, I guess it's worth a shot, but it's really up to Da Vinci. It's, him we'd be throwing in the pool and being like, okay, have fun.
Don't throw them in the pool. You just, I don't know, dip a finger in.
A big toe.
I'll have to think on it. There is one person who might at least know something, or can at least research it.
Tim?
No, and Da Vinci is going to pull out just a little bell from his bag.
Do you give it a jingle?
He will give it a jingle.
Just a cat head pokes up out of a container of flour.
Ferry, could you please
The fuck?
tell Tim that an event has happened. Being the Azamar of Magisteria has removed magic from people, myself included. We don't know how to address it,
Oh.
and would like to know if he has any information to restore magic to someone, as well as the original. Any information on the Azamar Magisteria is possible. And also to let him know that Revenant was hit with it as well.
Belzy's just gonna interject and just like keywords are separated from the weave, and re-establishing connection to the weave.
This is like a
All right,
monkey
I'm actually going to need you to write down everything you're asking, Tim.
Yep. I will send you a message of that.
Okay, thank you.
Does it have a word limit?
No. But it's
Fair.
being conveyed by a cat.
Simple word. Maybe,
So
I don't know.
it's looking at you as if to see if you're done.
I think that's all that needs to be reported to Tim right now. Just one look around for confirmation. No one says anything. And please deliver this post haste, and we'll make sure you have a fitch when you get back.
Just slowly lowers back down into the flower case. I'm gonna have cat hair in my flower. And I'm very unhappy about that.
I'm assuming Tim gave you that cat and you didn't take it from him.
He gave me a cat, and he gave me this bell to ring whenever I need to send him any messages to him.
Okay.
Because apparently the cat can tell him, and he can understand the cat.
I hope you're not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Just more don't understand how he nor his cats are able to do anything.
It's gone.
Lee looking in the flower and just, where'd he go?
There's not even any cat hair.
And yes, all of his cats are somehow able to teleport.
I don't know. It's a magic fucking cat.
Must be dander free.
I guess. What's dander?
Something
I don't know, but I don't want it in my flower.
Probably not.
Okay. He puts the lid back on the flower container. You mentioned that you're gonna go out and talk to your Pardo, Morgan?
Yeah. Need to tell him what's going on and see what he wants to do.
Okay. Here, take this with you, Dan. And he reaches under his counter that he always works in, basically his preparation table, and pulls out a thermos.
And she takes it and just... Guessing this is that chocolate drink thing, huh?
I thought about that, but that doesn't seem like something you should drink if you're not feeling too well. No, that has warm chicken soup in it.
Oh. Yeah, fair enough. I'll be sure that he gets it.
Thank you.
And I'll make sure he eats some if I have to put a funnel in his stubborn-ass mouth.
I don't think that he'll need to once he gives you the smell.
Fair enough.
And finish your soup and let's be off.
She was just quietly eating her food the whole time. Her food has been she's already finished with her food and her coffee.
Okay. Should I get the cart ready to go then? Like get all hitched back up? Could we go in somewhere before daybreak?
Well,
I mean,
before nightfall, I guess I should say.
maybe. Depends on if My
I
shift
need
done.
to.
Sorry, Dimitri.
No worries. Yes, you've got your business to attend to. I need to pick up something. Morgan needs to talk to her father. Uh, let's. We can wait one more night here, or at least see what we need to do.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure. I'm trying to make things easy on you all.
Thank you.
It is appreciated, Lee. Thank you.
It's what I'm here for. It's what the chef is always for. He just smiles. Make the trip a little fun, a little bit better. Alright. I guess I'm gonna go get stocked up. Make sure I've got everything I could need before we leave. Hope you all have a safe trip. Alright. And I think there is where we are going to take our break. Full party splits off to check on their various things.
Yee.
Alright, so 5 to 10 people. Bio break time.
Yee, I can go make myself a cup of decaf and grab the rest of my food I couldn't finish earlier.
Yee.
I get to pop open a cold one with the boys! It's room temperature. But my room is cold, so it works. Dance, dance till you're dead, 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 dead.
There's if people are wandering around town, aside from buying a few more things, those who might visit the local library.
Alright. I'm gonna try to go through everyone's individual things pretty quickly, except for Morgan's, because that's actually gonna be an RP scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless Fauzi, I don't know, starts work on some new magic item.
Well, that'll just be a roll.
Hmm.
And you buying the necessary things to do it.
If Fauzi goes to the library, can she look up a recipe and copy it down?
I mean, you have a book full of the recipes for the basic items.
I mean, for uncommon, like for the next level up from what she.
You would have to roll to see if you could actually find something. But it would be possible.
Yeah. Because I know Fauzi has like one recipe of a level above what she has in her book, which is the
Yeah, you've got the gauntlets, right?
yeah. Seeing what enchantments can go on a mask.
A couple of things. Intellect, disguise. Those are things that popped into my head immediately. But yeah. So yeah, Felzy would want to go to the library to try to see if she can find any more recipes. I know Brimstone, you want to go to the... I'm guessing you want to go to the smith again.
Yeah. The woodworker and the smith to see if the stock is ready, and if it is, then to fit that on and finish.
Yeah.
Maybe buy a portable forge.
I think I had to help her make a new one in order to do that.
You would have to help her make a new one.
I remember her saying that there is stuff around Gladius Tower or on the way that would help facilitate that.
Right, finding the fire crystal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to find several fire crystals to be able to make it.
Yeah.
Think we can
So-
find any of that stuff on the way to the wellspring?
Potentially. Listen, there are things that you could randomly encounter as battles on the road that could potentially drop them if you harvest them. But I will say this, just as a bit of meta knowledge, in order to actually harvest that stuff, you need to get a carving kit.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can get you the price of if you want.
What's that site that you use to search up magic items?
5e tools.
Is it?
I mean, yeah, that's what I use. I can send you a link to it real quick if you want one.
Yes, please. Oh wait. I think I got it.
Because it's not hosted on its original site anymore. And I don't mean I use 5e tools. Totally not a banned site due to the fact that it houses many paid for contents. And technically, I don't think it's technically supposed to exist anymore, but
What?
exactly. Yeah, let me find Monster Carver's tools. That's Skinner's tools, which is useful if you're going for like animals and stuff, but that's not explicitly what you're going for. Where's the monsters? Monstrosities, there it is. Need monstrosities and elementals. Alright, there we go. So if you want to actually just get one of these for the sake of having it and for the sake of brevity, Brimstone, they cost... It's a set of tools that costs 30 gold pieces and weighs 30 pounds.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And it essentially consists of several hunting traps, several containers of curing salts, several flasks of oil, 2 links of 50-foot long hempen rope, whetstone, and then a skinning and carving tool set.
Okay.
It's essentially all of the tools that you would need to set up traps and then subsequently skin and carve what is contained within those traps.
Okay.
There is a variant of it that if you want to drop some more money you could get that would help your efforts a lot.
Okay.
And this is if you would want to drop an additional 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So this, the extra thing that comes by dropping this additional 100 gold pieces is a special crystal dagger, which vibrates at a frequency that allows it to easily carve through even the toughest of hides. This blade cannot be made large enough to be an effective weapon, but it is very useful while acquiring parts from deceased creatures.
Right.
And essentially how this functions is you have advantage on checks, on any skinning checks made with this tool as part of your kit.
Got it. So that's 130 gold total?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know you guys have plenty of money, so it's not like that's any big investment for you.
Correct. Oh, there is definitely the problem of, oh, hey, that takes me over my carrying capacity.
Then you just keep it in the cart.
Yeah,
And keep it in the cart until you need it.
pretty much.
I love how the cover page for my monster skinning book is just a picture of a giant white four-armed gorilla.
Oh, nice, a Corellian.
Yeah. He's freaky looking. He
Indeed.
wants to bite you with his monkey teeth.
Monkey.
Monkey. Alright. But yeah.
I has food.
Welcome back. Is everyone back?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Close that for now. So, we are going to handle the general shopping stuff real quick, and then move on to RP scenes afterwards. So, who had something that was just general shopping besides Brimstone, what we just talked about for you?
Da Vinci does.
Alright.
So, if given time, he would seek about getting additional tools to supplement his jeweler's equipment to have a proper crafting station. So, like a mini anvil, pulp, sandpapers, polishing materials, stuff like that.
Alright.
He would also need to stop by the crystal smith. But that's going to involve a large rundown of information. No, probably. No,
I might give you like the bulk of that out of a session just so that it doesn't take up game time.
fair enough. And you would also just want to stop by a local temple.
Alright.
Uh,
For the tools, that would cost you 20 gold pieces.
okay.
It's essentially all of what you just described was pretty much a set of smith's tools, but on a scale that can be put into the cart. So, it fits that price.
Yeah, and that's to basically supplement his already existing tools.
Yeah.
As actually another thing that just came to mind, if he could get some tinker's tools as well.
Alright. Both would be things you'd be able to get here, so in total that would be 70 gold pieces worth of materials and tools.
In total?
Yeah, because 20 for what is effectively a set of smith's tools, and then another 50 for tinker's tools.
Okay. And yeah, dropping by the local shrine to basically just ask a few questions and maybe get a blessed charm.
Okay. Do you want to go? Well, is anyone else just doing any sort of just basic shopping stuff? Because that will probably become like an RP thing.
I'm doing some basic shoppings.
All right. What are you doing in basic shoppings?
Visiting the first visiting the library to try and find some recipes,
All right.
and if I can find a new recipe for an uncommon item, then off to go buy the ingredients for it.
All right, dude. I'd like for you to just make an investigation check.
Investigate. $13.
All right. Alrighty then. While you are out and about, you don't find anything super fancy, but you do actually manage to find a single recipe. A recipe for how to enchant ammunition to give it a +1 bonus.
Fun.
And the ingredients that requires, if you want to write these down, holy water blessed by one of the gods of war. Right, did you get that?
I'm trying to figure out how to edit this again.
You should just need to hit the... You can either write it down as one of your personal notes and I'll add it into the list later, or you can... you should be able to just edit it directly, because I think I gave you editing privileges.
Holy water?
Yes, you need holy water blessed by one of the gods of war, so basically one of their paladins or anything of that like, and ruby dust. This is not a process that requires the use of paint or thread. It is literally making a concoction of the two materials and allowing the ammunition to rest within it to absorb its enchantment. But it does require magical manipulation, so the rolls are still applicable.
A little disappointed. She's gonna go buy some ogre war and another pair of gauntlets. Actually,
Alrighty
she's
then.
gonna buy some, like... Can she substitute gauntlets with, like,
It can be anything worn on the arms.
yeah, I was thinking, like, just gloves. Like some Tifa-esque fingerless gloves.
Yeah, that would work, because the Tifa gloves also go up the arm slightly. So yeah, that would work. I would say in terms of those costs in this area, gotta get my book again.
Items out.
Should not have put this away. getting a sizable enough piece of ogre wart, and the gloves themselves would end up coming to a cost of 70 gold pieces.
I can handle that.
Alrighty.
Since somebody lost the last pair,
That wasn't her choice. She was stolen and they were stolen with her.
I was gonna go make another pair of gloves.
Yee. Alrighty. But yeah, that's what you do in the meantime. So, I will say this. Brimstone's yours doesn't require an RP session.
Yeah.
When you get there, your stock has been completed and it has been assembled.
Yeah.
You have to spend the majority of the day properly getting all the sights aligned and making sure there's no like little tweaking that has to be done.
Correct.
But by the end of the day, the weapon is completed for you.
Perfect.
A much more professional steel, like full steel, machine worked sniper rifle.
Sweet.
And they don't charge you because they're keeping the plans that you give them.
I paid them in knowledge.
Very dangerous knowledge.
Very dangerous, and also knowledge, experience, and also I wasn't like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, you actually worked with them for a while.
Mm. Sweet.
Oh. Which does actually confer on a specific benefit, because this is considered a masterwork sniper rifle as well.
Oh boy. What do I mean?
It has a +1 to attack rolls, but not to damage, unfortunately.
That's fine.
It does not make it magical, it just means that it is much easier to hit with.
Correct. It actually has proper rifling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, jury-rigged on a ship.
Jury-rigged from a much less advanced long rifle.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, to impress upon you, is not much more than a cannon held in one's hands.
Right.
But yes. Moving on to more roleplay related topics. Morgan, or rather Danny, do you want to go ahead and go, or do we want to knock out Dravinche visiting the temple first, and then end with your scene?
Since you had already started with Dravinche stuff, I'd say go ahead and do that and then come back to me.
Okay.
Well, just the Da Vinci, if Morgan would allow him, would want to join her. No. So I don't know if that changes any plans or anything. I would assume that any stuff with him would happen after that.
Your thoughts, Danny?
For this conversation, Morgan would want it to just be her and her father, so...
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
It makes sense. It's definitely the type of conversation that one would probably have fairly one-on-one.
Yee.
So, yeah. Dravinche, after you've been essentially told that she wants this to be a private conversation between her and her father, you have to go about the rest of your day doing what you do, which does lead to you inevitably heading to a temple. So, here's the question to ask. As this particular area functions on the concept of worldly gods and kami, are you going to a shrine dedicated to something in particular or to the area?
Um, uh, curse my own mm, lack of knowledge. Guess you would go to a temple for the area,
All right.
because the only other thing that comes to my mind would be an Inari shrine.
I mean, they're everywhere. You could very easily go to one.
He'll go to a shrine dedicated to the area.
Alrighty then. Heading to a shrine dedicated to the area. Let's see. Oddly enough, as you make your way to this structure, as is often the case when you are entering one of these areas, it is actually set away from the main city after you've received guidance to reach it. These are not often built directly in a city. They're secluded, sacred in a very obvious way. The pathway leading up to it has been perfectly cared for. Not a bit of grass has overgrown onto the purposely laid, rounded stones that line the walkway leading through the large red torii gates to travel up to the shrine. Your walk there is quiet. Even the animal sounds of the area are muted, not in a threatening or disconcerting way, but just in an odd peace. You pass by several sets of Koma Inu as you are walking forward as well. The guardian spirits that often protect these sorts of shrines. And there are other statues around as you make your way towards the main structure. Statues depicting, oddly enough, a rather round-bodied snake creature.
Is this a creature that he would recognize given his experience in the Blossom Kingdom?
Make a history check with advantage.
A 19.
Yes, you would recognize this creature as a Tsuchinoko. Often thought of to be a rather, at the best of times, mischievous spirit. At the worst of times, irrationally violent spirit. But it's always known for
hammer
being very
baby.
yes. It's always known for being very rare. It's odd to see a temple dedicated to it. But with a roll of 19, you also know that Tsuchinoko have a strong tie to moderation and enjoyment of the natural world. And given that Petalfall is a place of much natural beauty, and many goods produced from said natural beauty, it might not be too surprising that there's a shrine dedicated to the Tsuchinoko of this area. As you're walking up, you don't see anyone immediately, but there is the large grated box at the front of the shrine as you walk up the steps, walking past the final torii gate into the main courtyard of this area. You know this to be an offering box.
Is there a like a shrine near the offering box? Is more like you enter in, you deposit your offering, and then you go to the respective a shrine to. I've never been to a proper
To
how-
describe the scene that you're seeing before you is a little bit derivative, so it's not fully proper. It is essentially a large blank courtyard that has been very well maintained, but you do not see any how you would typically associate temples in other continents and countries you've been in, where you see temple goers constantly. There's always some buzz of activity, even during typically sometimes closed hours. There's always some buzz of activity of some kind of groundskeeper. It's something you've been kind of aware of in these areas, is that unless called for, oftentimes there's a purposeful serenity to these places. You don't see people unless they're necessary. And how that's maintained, you're not certain. But you know that is the case more often than not. The actual setting before you is a single large temple that you walk up towards. It does have several lattice doors on the front of it, but the stairway you walk up to immediately to reach to the actual entryway of the temple just has a large offering box set in front of it and several chimes hanging down from it. Or hanging over it, I should say. And as you look up at these chimes, the individual ones, you can see the tops of them are inscribed with a virtue. So, luck, wealth, fortune, misfortune, banishment.
Da Vinci is going to deposit a platinum piece into the donation box.
You toss it
And-
forward and you hear the distinct kunk, kunk, as it rolls between the grates within the box.
And he's going to ring the chime above the box that's inscribed with luck.
Alright. You do so. It has a woven silk tassel that hangs down from it that you just grab and give a sharp and swift swing to. And you hear this very distinct, like a wooden wind chime rattle. You stand there for a moment. I don't know if Dravinche really knows how to pray at one of these.
I myself don't. Da Vinci, given his experience in the Blossom Kingdom, probably does,
All right,
as it
that's
would have
fair.
been demonstrated to him.
There's different methods of prayer, but a fairly traditional one is to essentially, after you've rung the chime, you clap your hands together and hold them that way as you essentially to yourself recite whatever your wish is. The thought you wish to put into the mind of the local kami.
He will clap his hands, and he'll just he'll just quietly whisper on his breath. Hope that Morgan can keep her father. But the journey ahead will bring more joy than sorrow for all of us.
You do so, reciting your silent wish to yourself and whatever spirits that may listen. Your moment of silence is interrupted, though, when you hear a clatter off to the side. The sounds of several empty gourds dropping and clattering against the ground around the corner of the temple you now stand at. Just that hollow clattering.
He immediately quickly reacts with a pretty much a practiced hand of a noise erupts. Quickly observe the surroundings. Ready yourself into a position to dodge or jump, and
Alright.
to identify where the sound came from.
Yep.
Not
You're standing.
not drawing his weapon, of course, because temple ground.
Yeah. You're standing pretty much center place in front of this temple. The sound came from off to the side, so it's almost like 20, 30 feet away from you right now. And as you look over in that direction, you just see a corked gourd just roll basically around the side of the temple. Oh, okay, come here. You not run away. And you see the same person you fought the elephant battle against walk out from the side of the temple and pick up that gourd. You're not getting away from me. Though he is dressed much more elegantly now.
Hello.
Oh, a visitor. Hello. Hello. I wasn't. Sorry.
I see you recovered well from the festivities a few nights ago.
It's a nightly activity. But yes.
I
can't say that I was
assume that
expecting you to come.
I assume you're a priest here?
He looks at the temple, then shrugs slightly. Something like that. He definitely appears to be garbed in almost like a sage's robes from what you've seen of the religious orders of this area.
He will Davincia will give a bow to him.
He bows in return, though notably less deep than you do.
Of course. To be perfectly honest, I didn't see myself exactly coming here. But then last night happened.
Yes, we've had many visitors today. It's been rather curious. But I can't blame them. It is quite an event that happened last night.
Indeed. I end up being one of the few who got hit. Unfortunate, but not a huge loss, thankfully.
Mm. Hmm. He moves towards you in a way that seems oddly fluid. You can't really see his feet walking with how his robes are garbed on him, but he does just move with this fluidity. Hmm. You have the eyes of one certain but uncertain. Still figuring it all out, I'm assuming.
There is
Maybe
indeed
physically
some
strange.
there is indeed some uncertainty for the future.
True, but when is the future ever certain?
That is completely fair.
That's why people pray, after all.
It is rather fortuitous of our meeting, though. I did have a few questions for one attuned to the ways of the world.
Well, if you're looking for one attuned to the ways of the world, I'm probably not the best one to ask. But I can try to answer.
Renchi will kind of look to the sky. This land practically runs on magic. Spirits being able to arriving and leaving through the weave out towards elsewhere and coming back. And then I'll look back to the priest. Those of us who were impacted were removed from it, removed from the weave, removed from magic.
Split from the cycle.
Do you have any insight as to what that can cause?
Uncertainty. Worry. For a person in their life, not much. If they're not magic users, that is. But for a magic user, it's an upheaval. It changes everything. for someone who's maybe a bit more tied to fate. I imagine it's rather concerning. He constantly has this like slight side to side shift to his body.
Can Da Vinci insight that?
Sure.
14.
It's almost like he's drunkenly wobbling, but you're not sure if it's just how his body moves or if he is drunk. How does it make you feel? Truly.
I am more of a performer myself. You saw me act upon those elephants.
Of course. And I did see your little play there. It's a good showing. My friend Tori didn't like it very much, though.
Your friend, the Raven? Or the
Yes.
Kenku?
No, both are applicable. Though don't let him hear you calling him a raven.
He did nearly get me with that rope.
He was surprised he didn't.
So, as a performer, magic was never really a strong piece for me. Magic items that allow me to put on more of a show.
Hmm.
But it feels hollow. Just that sensation of something missing.
Well, if you feel hollow, my recommendation, if you'll hear it, many things in life can fill a hole. And it's not always what you lost. And oftentimes, even what you lost, if you try to get it back, it never fits back in correctly. Look for something new. And follow wherever your life leads. Something will present itself to you. And as long as you can heed the moment and act on it, I think you'll find yourself in a very interesting outcome. That's the saying they have down south. Live in the day. Live in the moment.
And always keep moving.
Yes.
I do always hold myself. If I am to die, it is with no regrets.
Even if you die with regrets, that just means you'll deal with them later. That's how life works. Though that's not often of any relief to people.
Well, for many, I can see that. Well, I don't mean to take too much of your time. I want to get another perspective of recent events, as well as maybe get a charm or blessing for the road.
You'd like a charm. He
Unfortunately, I
holds
see
the
my
gourd
path.
out to you.
The Da Vinci will accept it.
You hold it, and it certainly does sound hollow on the inside, but it sloshes with liquid. And he just taps a finger against your chest. It's amazing how a good drink can make you forget your worries for a little bit. But imbibe at your own risk. And he turns to start walking away.
Thank you.
Not a problem, Givenchy.
Wait, I never said my name.
You didn't have to. Akari talks about you constantly. Akari and for you and me.
Then may I at least know yours?
Tonzo. We'll be seeing each other soon. He just
Looking
walks
forward.
around the corner.
Just as he walks around the corner, Da Vinci looks to the gourd. Looking forward to it. We'll have more questions next time we meet. Da Vinci will pop open the gourd, take a whiff.
Whatever's in there is strong.
Take just a bit of a sip. Cork the gourd.
You take a little bit of you take a little taste. It's cold to your tongue, but it makes your mouth feel like it's on fire.
That's
Like you
definitely
you just stuck a cold but lit match in your mouth.
that's definitely better to be partaken in later.
It's it doesn't have an unpleasant flavor though. It tastes like very clean, just ungodly strong sake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And Da Vinci will take a look up to the chimes again. Think about his witch. And then proceed to quietly leave the temple grounds.
Yeah. As you do so, there is definitely a bit more of a peace you feel afterwards. At least a little bit. Or maybe you're just getting drunk from a single sip. It's hard to tell. But I believe that's where we'll end your scene as you head back. And we transition over to Morgan. Did you have anything that you were wanting to accomplish before just making your way to the medical tents?
No, she's pretty well single-minded, and she would have stopped to grab some food for him beforehand had Lee not given her the thermos.
Yes, the traditional make you feel better chicken soup.
Yeah.
It's not made by a mom, but let's be honest. Lee's cooking is worth motherly attention.
Yeah.
All right. You head there. As you're making your way there, it actually seems like a lot of people have been discharged. It's not nearly as packed as it was the previous day. People who were affected probably just moving on with their lives, knowing what they know that has happened to them now. A few individuals are still here due to having sustained some injuries due to falling over in a charging crowd. A couple people with it's bad. Black Friday sales. Not looking forward to them.
Neither am I.
But yeah, a couple people who sustained fairly bad bruising. One or two of who actually had broken bones. Most got off fairly lightly with just scrapes and bruises at the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You head to the back where your father was kept. And you find him just sort of staring up at the ceiling when you enter.
Just jokingly knocks on I guess it's like a tent flap as a door.
Yeah.
She just kind of thwaps her hand against it and just knock, knock.
Oh, Morgan. He makes himself sit up. How are you?
Could be better.
So did you get an answer from him finally, or are we still waiting on that?
He asked me to give him 2 days to sort out his thoughts.
Ugh. I can't blame him. Can't even begin to tell you how long it took me to say anything to your ma. Was back and forth on it constantly. Basically took a dare from one of the other soldiers to actually get me to. He like gives a hearty sort of fist pump slightly in front of himself, just get the gumption up to say something.
Fair enough. She just
That's
kind
just how
of.
men are.
So it seems. She'll just hold the thermos out where he can see it. Our friend Lee made some soup for you.
It is probably going to be better than what they have been trying to feed me. Which, to be fair, I'm used to simple foods, but he looks over at the tray that was next to his bed. It's bland. I had enough of bland food when I was in the military.
Fair enough. Just as they're continuing to talk, Morgan will make sure that he, gets to eat some good made by Lee food.
Yes. And made by Lee food is very good. And confers a benefit to Constitution.
Yeah.
Because Lee is a very good cook.
Yeah.
And he might have been thinking about trying to help your dad be stronger.
Lee is precious cinnamon roll of an orc.
orc somewhat shark person.
Him good lad.
Yes. Part orc, part shark, all boy. That's better. I'm guessing I don't assume you're just here to chat.
Well, talking is involved.
Yeah.
Have they told you the extent of what happened? And what's going on
That-
with you?
Yes, that woman with the mask. Weird, by the way. Very weird. She filled me in.
Well, then that means you don't have to hear it from me, who might have explained it poorly.
Maybe. But yeah.
I
Basically, 2, maybe more weeks to live, apparently.
Yeah. I was told last night that there are ways to possibly remedy it. Dravinci had actually mentioned to me last night that he might know some people who could help. But I told him we wouldn't be moving forward with anything until I got to talk with you about it, see what you wanted done. And whatever decision you make, I will respect it.
You say that. But it's actually because of you that I had to change what I would have said had I been offered this choice 3 days ago. Had it been 3 days ago, I would have accepted the fact, probably gone on one last suicide run to try to deal with the people I'm trying to deal with. And if I hadn't accomplished it, would have died the coward that I am. World would have probably been better off without me. But then you showed up. And you made me make a bloody promise to go see her again. And I wouldn't be much of a dad if I break the one promise I make my daughter to not seeing her for 15 years. So I guess I have to live. You didn't really give me a choice. At least I have to try.
To be fair, I made you make that promise before this happened.
Don't act like you didn't know. I know. I know.
Oh. With that, I don't know if you were told, but to get to the people that Dravenche knows, it would be at least a 17-day journey. So,
It's not going to be pleasant.
From what
I guess I'll have to try not to die in the meantime.
From what I was told last night, they could basically put you under with magic that would actually work, and it would, I don't know, something about delaying, giving more time.
Yeah, she mentioned that physical activity could accelerate the process.
Yeah.
It's like poisoning, I guess.
Yeah.
You need to slow it by not letting it go through your system any quicker than it needs to.
Yeah, so need to.
Luckily, I'm used to facing my own mortality. So that's why I'm not panicking or anything when I was told this news.
Fair enough. So, would you rather a chair or a bed set up for you?
Ugh. Hmm. That's a tough choice. Gonna be honest, getting kind of tired of laying in a bed. Every time I'm on the edge of impending doom or death, it's been in a bed. Might be nice to be in a chair for a change.
Fair enough.
How do you feel, Little Shadow?
More hopeful than
I
we
mean, I
came
know
in
this
here,
can't be.
honestly.
Hmm. Hmm. It's a lot.
It is, but I said I'd respect the decision you made, and I was prepared for it to be one I wouldn't like.
Well, I had to give you the worst news and tell you that I'm not gonna die yet. No, at least I'll try. I owe you that much.
I feel like I've got a big mistake to make up for.
Well, I don't know what you've been getting up to in the meantime, but you don't have any mistake to make up for towards me.
Well, I mean, if I hadn't have kicked you out of the house, I mean, sure, that got you sober, but I would have. I mean, it did also put you here for this to happen to you.
And put me here, saving people's lives, trying to stop an international trade of a drug that's ruining people like me's lives. You're no fault there. If anything, your action is. I don't like to think I've saved people's lives, but it has. It's helped a lot of people. Your action's done a lot of good. This is coincidental. It's not your fault. No matter how much your head tries to tell you it is.
It's been real mean lately.
I understand.
I know the others talked about staying here at least one more night. So, guess I could use that time until tomorrow, getting a chair to set up in the cart for you. Could come pick you
I
up.
should probably go get my little shack in order.
Would you want help with that? I mean, it shouldn't take me too long to find a chair. Unless you suddenly became picky about them over the years.
I'm not too picky. He swings his legs over the side of the bed and stands himself up. Notably more stable on his feet than you saw him the previous night.
Mm-hmm.
You can meet me there.
All right.
A long time since I've left this place. Let's go see the big city.
Yeah.
Morgan,
Yeah.
you have to make me a promise as well.
What's that?
He looks at you very seriously. Don't you or any of your friends go dying trying to save me.
I can only make that promise for myself. I can't speak for the others. Not my place to.
But you can keep them safe.
That I can.
And there you go. I understand if you want me to be alive. And I want to be alive for you. But I don't want you or any of your friends with actual lives ahead of you dying for my sake.
I do know that, at least through for information gathering, Givenchy's already sent out a feeler to someone who might know something about what went on. Might get a lead.
He's got some connections. Usually means the dangerous keep an eye on him. Alright.
Oh, don't worry, he uses his powers for good.
That's how they start out. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get things in order. Y'all can come pick me up then.
Do you want us to come by tonight or tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
One last night sleeping in my dirty old shack.
If that's what you want.
I'm used to it. I need to get all of my journals in order.
Yeah. And prepare yourself for the possibility of Lee making you fat in the meantime.
Ugh. I haven't been fat in so long, Morgan. I don't look forward to it. Alright. I'll see you then.
See you then. She will give him a hug.
He returns it squeezing you pretty tightly.
She's hugging like she wants to squeeze him tight too, but she's scared too. Like
Alright.
she's afraid she's gonna break him.
All right then. I'll see you then.
After they part ways, she's basically furniture shopping. Gotta get down to Lazy Boy.
You want to buy him like a nice chair?
Yeah, like a nice,
Get
supportive but
get
squishy.
the biggest get the biggest poofiest chair that once you sit in, you never want to get up again.
I mean, that's the idea. We don't want him to, get up and move around and accelerate things.
Yeah.
Do we need another chair for Elway?
You need another Elway sized chair, like what she's got, because she basically has a Lazy Boy recliner. You guys didn't have to pay for the last one, so I actually have to look up how much this would cost.
Yeah, it was just a gift as a part of the cart.
Which I think that
Yeah, like
that chair was more a gift to Elway than a gift to the party.
Oh yeah, it was. Granum got her the best chair.
Yeah.
Hero King's like, hey, where did that chair go?
Not important. Okay. That was like the nicest seat in this room, though. It went to a better cause.
That'd be a hell of a blow to a king. It's like, what's a better cause than me?
Not to this king. I mean, this isn't going to be very much to you guys, but this would be a lot of money to a common person.
Mhm.
You find like a really, really nice chair, like as nice as you can find in this area,
Mhm.
for like 5 gold.
Yee. So she will get that, and if there's like a delivery option, even if it has to be paid for, pay for it to be delivered to the cart.
Fair enough. Probably also just have Lee come get it.
Find it hilarious that Failsy spent more money on a mushroom.
Well, you bought a rare and exotic mushroom as opposed to a chair.
I mean, it's like the equivalent of like going to the furniture store buying a $300-400 couch or $1,000 couch, and then you turn around and buy a tiny bit of truffle for the same amount.
The amount of this mushroom that you need is like about the size of a large grapefruit. So you had to buy a lot of mushroom.
You had to buy the
A very
whole ass
rare, expensive
truffle.
mushroom.
You had to buy the whole ass truffle. Morgan's just buying a Lazy Boy.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, furnishings less expensive than magical herbs. But yeah. You get it brought to the place, no real problem.
And
Lee
Just-
gets it while you guys are out and about.
And she's also going to see if she can just find any, like, see if there's any crocheted, like, blankets or anything available in town. Her remembering that those
You're
were...
gonna grandma him.
Well, because
I know.
Morgan learned her crochet from her mother.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. I just find it funny.
Yeah. But try to find something in, like, the kind of colors that Gregory tends to wear.
All right then. You can find a nice big, like Gregory wears like a lot of like muted reds and browns. You can find a nice big blanket for like 5 silver pieces.
All right. Actually, need to
Do
use
you
my.
not have?
No, no, no. I have. No, I have. Okay. It's. It's 10
10 silver
silver.
to a gold.
Okay, so yeah, I would have to do it via it.
All right. Yeah, they don't have any problem doing that.
Yes.
That lovely moment when you actively see a fly crawl into your can.
Oh no.
You're just like, can I drink that now?
Well, yeah, she basically get the big old cushy, comfy chair and a blanket for him.
Alrighty then. Interestingly enough, blanket, an item you can actually look up in the compendium of D&D items. Chair, not an item you can look up in the compendium of D&D items.
I mean, how often are adventurers buying chairs?
Adventurers that want to confuse the heck out of other adventurers are buying chairs.
Okay, fair point.
Because the easiest way to confuse an adventuring party is to put them against a completely empty room with a single chair sitting in the middle of it.
Eh.
Confuse and alarm. Alrighty then. But yeah, you do that and have it brought to the cart without issue.
Yee.
The scene actually wrapped quicker than I was expecting it to.
Well, the fact that he wants to live kind of floored Morgan into not speaking a whole lot.
I hope she's happy.
Oh, well, yeah. It was floored by, oh my god, happiness. I haven't felt this in a while.
Oh, that's sad. Happiness? I don't know how to deal with this feeling.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of the truth, and that's unfortunate. But yes. You head back, get everything set up in the cart in preparation for him arriving. We could either go ahead and wrap early, or we can talk about Dravinche's rock.
My rock?
Yeah, you wanted to go to the gym place?
Oh, yes. So, actually, I did have a question.
Ask
I
your
was
question.
looking through the inventory or through my inventory, and I remembered that Brimstone and Dravinci had tokens for a raffle for the festival, but that was never brought up in the last episode.
Yes, because the festival is still going on.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a week-long festival that the thing that just happened on the night of the third day.
okay, so that whole raffle thing is not going to be happening for another couple days.
Yeah, it happens at the end. It's basically one of the last things that happens on the final day is that drawing for that raffle is done.
Okay, yeah, we can either call it early or go about talking about the crystals.
Let's call it a little bit early tonight.
All right, we can talk about it after stream.
Yeah, because that'll be easier for me to barf it at you later. Alright, so as the party goes about a day of not festival going, but just normal activities amidst a festival, to try to just decompress from the previous night's occurrences. The day goes by surprisingly uneventfully. Your various actions going off largely without a hitch. Each of you finding some measure of success in your various tasks. Sorry. And in general, having a surprisingly calm day despite everything that happened. And that's what we're in for tonight. So yay!
Yay!
Eh. For the first time in a while, my character is cautiously optimistic.
It's good that it's a cautious optimism. It always should be.
Yeah.
Optimism is tempered behind a veil of realism.
Yee.
Meanwhile, I am grouchily being screamed at by my cat.
Yeah, I heard her.
Yeah, sorry about that. She's
happens.
being very grumpy about me not playing with her right now.
It is also probably getting to the point that she won't go bed.
No, it is entirely. I want to play. Play with me, Dad.
Ah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up.
Yee. So, as per usual, does anybody have anything they want to shout out, promote, or announce?
I'm good.
Drink alcohol responsibly.
Yes.
In moderation,
Don't-
but to the point of drunkenness.
Don't drink and cart, folks.
Don't drink and what?
Cart.
Oh.
Don't drink anything that could be considered explosive.
Only drink when playing Mario Kart.
Drink every time you get hit with a red shell.
No.
Chug every time you get hit with a blue shell. The
Yeah,
game
you
will be
gotta-
more interesting.
You gotta finish your drink before the before you end the race.
Well, for promotion or shout out, Ash, do you want to shout out the person who did the art from a few sessions ago again?
Yeah, but I don't have that copied, so I can easily paste. Luckily, very few rolls were done today.
Yeah, well, I just scrolled up to it in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah.
So
Alrighty
it's,
then.
It is
So-
on the stream. It is on the screen.
Yes. Yes, so the lovely artwork of our new antagonist was done by one Pastel Deity on Twitter. Go to them if you enjoy a good bout of somewhat cute but also weirdly eerie artwork that they can perform for you. Decent prices, too. And additionally, Failsy's new artwork was done by Failsy. Because Failsy is an autistic boy.
Yes.
I'd tell you where to
Commission.
find him, but we can't legally speak about it in a safe for work game.
Track him down. Give him money.
Oh, I figured it was because of Failsy's horrific crimes against the human race.
That too.
Nobody told them where my bunker is.
Only I know that for reasons.
And I do have my shout out as well. I'm just going to, since it's as a player note, pull it up real fast on the stream. You'll see this lovely watercolor artwork of my character here. If you like this particular artist's style and you would like to commission them, You can find the artist, who is a good friend of mine, on Instagram. Their Instagram is K Murphy Illustration. The K of that is spelled Kae, and then Murphy and illustration.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then Murphy and illustration are spelled as you would expect. It's all one word, all lowercase lettering. Go commission my friend. They are very, very talented artists. And if you would, although if your tastes run more, tabletop minis, you can commission them for painted tabletop minis as well at Guileless_Goblincore on Instagram.
Art.
Yes. And it was pointed out to me by our own failed trolls that the outfit Morgan is wearing in the artwork is not as conservative as he thought she dresses. It's because my friend was styling and I liked the look of the art, so I did not ask for correction.
Yeah.
So, is that everything?
I believe so.
Alright, so then, our normal ending spiel. If you enjoyed this and you would like to see what happens our next session, you can join us again most Saturdays on this channel at or around 8 p.m. EST. Sorry for us being late tonight. I had to take care of grocery shopping and that ran late. And while still up in the air, we are working on it to get Project Ada back up and running. And once we do, that will be most Thursdays on this same channel at or around 7 p.m. EST, most Thursdays. And yeah, that's where you can find us for the D&Ds. Yes, Scattered Realms is our more traditional D&D setting game, and if your tastes run a little more modern for what you want to see, Project Ada.
Yay.
Get to see more of me playing tired team dad. And the amazingly crazy lizard Florida man.
I am the crazy crocodile.
He is literally Florida man. We have already decided this.
Someone gave him a
Yes.
Hawaiian shirt.
He would wear it, but think it's like supposed to be some weird form of camouflage.
Ah, so this is how you camouflage in this overly colorful city.
He'd probably...
There's so many others wearing the same stupid shirt. I'll blend right in.
Yeah. Alright, so I think that's everything. So if everyone would like to say goodnight.
Good night.
Night.
Alrighty. Good night, everybody. We'll see you when we